Let's start out by talking about the three basic receiving positions. And the first thing that we need to consider is the position that we start out in and we give the signals in. And this is where we have a lot of problems because many catchers feel that the signal calling position is the same position that they stay in when they receive the ball. And now we're not going to talk about what signals we're calling or what types of pitches we're calling right now. We're going to talk about that later on in the tape. Right now, we're going to show you the proper position to call the signals. The problem that we see most often is that many catchers like to give the signals with their legs wide apart so that the coaches in the coaching boxes can oftentimes see the signals, or runners on base can many times see the signals. So what we want to do is we want to bring the knees in closer together when we give the signals. And we want to make sure that the hand is put right against the crotch, not against the side of the leg or held down too low that the on-deck hitter can see the signals as well. So it's right against the crotch. We're going to give the signals here, and from this position, then we're going to move into the receiving position. Now notice when I have my signals here, I have my glove on the side of me so that I'm blocking, once again, blocking the coach on this side from seeing the signals that I'm giving. From this position, this is our signal calling position, we're going to move into our receiving position. Now, my receiving position, I spread my feet out always wider than my knees. Many times I think that this is forgotten by coaches trying to instruct young catchers. And you see the feet right up underneath the body, and they receive the ball from this position. Then all the weight of the body is on top of the feet, and we don't have a wide base of support. So we're going to spread the feet out wider than the knees, and we're going to stay down nice and low. We're going to make sure we stay out of the way of the umpire looking over our shoulder, and we're going to try to stay in this position as still as possible. Right? As long as we can stay still, it appears to the umpire that every ball that comes into this area is a strike. We're not going to have any problems as far as the umpire taking away close pitches. And that brings me into the next receiving point that we need to talk about, and that's what we call framing the pitches. And framing the pitches is just that. We're going to use the catcher's mitt, the glove, to actually form a frame for the strike zone. We're going to try to use the glove as still and as smooth as possible, and if the pitches are marginal, when they are marginal, we're going to just rotate the glove slightly so that it becomes the frame on that side of the plate. And the ball appears to the umpire as though it's staying over the white of the plate. And again, the white of the plate being the strike zone, from this point, the umpire can see that the ball is still covering the home plate and staying in the strike zone. So, in the inside pitches, we're just rotating the glove slightly here. On the high pitches, we're just rotating the glove slightly up and getting over the ball. On the outside pitches, we're not making big movements, jerky movements. We're just rotating the glove slightly outside, and we're using the glove to frame the ball into the strike zone. Okay? On the low pitches, this is one of the main problems that we have. The low pitches, catchers have always been taught from the first time they fielded a ball that anything below their knees is to be caught with the glove going over. And as soon as you turn the glove over as a catcher, you're telling the umpire it's not a strike. So on the low pitches, we need to have our catchers keeping the glove in the up position to catch any ball that has not yet touched the ground. Now obviously on the balls that are in the dirt, we need to turn the glove over and block them. Right? But for any low pitches that are marginal, and when I say marginal, I mean possible strikes, any low pitches that are marginal, we want to try to keep the glove in the up position and just guide the ball back up into the center of the body. Now all the pitches, when we're framing, we're going to rotate the glove out and we're going to guide the ball back into the center of the body or the center of the strike zone. Any pitch that we go to get, we frame it and we guide it back into the center. Frame it, guide it back into the center of the body. Now, I brought along for me today to demonstrate for you Susie Brasney. Susie was a 7-time ASA All-American and played for the United States national team 5 times. And she's going to show you the signal calling position, the receiving position, and she's going to do some framing for you. And let's take a look at how she moves throughout these things. Let's look at some of the things Susie does well in these 3 positions. Remember that, let's keep the knees lined up straight to the pitcher, not down the baseline so we don't give away any of the signals. She keeps her glove nicely to the side of her body. Okay. When she moves out into the receiving position, she stays nice and low on the balls of her feet and stays out of the way of the umpire, making it appear as though the pitcher's not making any mistakes. Very limited amount of movement. When she receives the ball, again, she's trying to make it appear as though there are very few mistakes. She's keeping it right over the strike zone and very smooth movements for the umpire.